Shalom. Let this praise is due unto Yahweh, Ba'ashem Yahushai, Ba'ashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the apostles of Great Millstone. Peace and blessings to the elect out there, of whom I hope to be. This is another lesson in regards to the, King George III of England and the Barbados, the connection, right? Because, King George, he's a Jake, all right? He's a black man. And I actually have, he's actually a Jake, right? And I could show you this, right? King George, because our people, we were in power, right? Even until like the 1800s, mid 1800s, King George III, right? Because the King George that they have here, all right, is a whitewash image, right? Because Esau, he's a deceiver, all right, and that's why he manipulates and tells lies through his story, his story, right? Because cause that's the devil. He's the deceiver, right? With the whole Renaissance art and basically whitewashing our images, right? So this is the actual image, right? This is him right here, all right? And you read about, and also when you watch that movie with the Charlotte Sophia on Netflix, right? Like this is King George III, and then like this is his wife, right? Like this is the actual King George, right? And this is like this is if you watch that series, right? Like this is our people, yeah, but this girl, she's supposed to be a Charlotte Sophia, right? And Charlotte is actually named after, right? I believe. Let's look at what Charlotte actually means. The our origin. Charlotte, it means petite, free man, petite. Charlotte, right? But look at Charlotte, right? Because you have a place called Charlotte, right, in the 13 colonies, right? Because our people, right, they're even during the whole transatlantic slave trade and stuff, our people were already there, and they basically they basically brought our people, right, from West Africa and stuff, and through the Americas, right, because they had our people. It's a whole mess, right? But I'm just gonna continue, right? But this is Charlotte, right? This is Florida, right? Where the so-called Seminole Indians, right? Because the Seminoles, right? They're sovereign, they're regal, right? And they were like that's why there was many wars, and the Seminoles, they never lost, right? But I digest. But basically like that's why I have this on my channel, GMS Yasha Al Banyam, and that's me, right? This is the penny of King George III, all right? And this is him, right? Woolly hair, he has an afro, right? And he has a crown, right? It says the name Barbados is from either the Portuguese term or Barbados or the Spanish equivalent, Los Barbados, both means the bearded ones, right? Because we're the bearded ones, right? And basically there was the whole barbarian slave trade, right? If you go on my comments, right, of the Moors, right, and there's a whole barbarian slave trade, and basically our people were trafficking, you know, so-called Edomites, and also like these different tribes of Jake throughout West Africa, and basically there's also so-called kings, right, of these West African kingdoms, right, that basically like played a major role in our people's downfall or destruction, right? But so it's very complex thing that I'm bringing out, right? And that's why our people are still in that whole Islam shit, but they know who they are. But they they made an oath to the that whole Islam, right? And basically all they are just Shriners, right? And basically our people, right, that set up these different orders, these York Rite, Scottish Rite, that was all set up by Jake, and that's why Esau, he's a copycat, and but basically everything what these Edomites are doing, they basically stole that knowledge from Jake, right? But basically this was our this is like the king of Morocco, one known as the Black Guard, right, of Morocco, all right? And I think the Tangiers, I think that they call the veiled ones, the mass, right? You know, you niggas who walk who's wearing mask and shit, man. The Lord's will, man. Most I gonna judge. So I seen a guy today. The man just wearing the mask. I'm like, what that's why I was like looking, but you know, but cause all these niggas out here in Toronto, they're all out here wearing the mask, right? They're ninjas, man. They're a bunch of ninjas, but but this is Jake, right? The more, you know, but that whole Islam was set up by Jake, right? No, this is Jake in their state, but I was gonna get a scripture, right? Yeah, I get Jeremiah, Jeremiah. Is it Jeremiah or Joel? Joel 3. All right, this is just in the spirit. Joel 3, verse I started at 3. Joel 3, verse 3. I'm gonna highlight it. Salakia. Joel 3, verse 3. And they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they may drink. Right. So our people also played a major role in our people's downfall. These Moors, right? These Berbers, and these Canaanites, right? These Hamites, you know, and you know, they played a major role in our people's destruction, man. And that's why the Lord's gonna judge, you know, these guys that made a profit, off of our people's downfall, right? And that's you know, on a high, living fat. They have these different kingdoms of throughout Africa, and Jake in the Americas, we're in a very low estate, right? Because of these devils, man. Yea, and what have you, and they have cast lots for my people, and have given a boy for an harlot, and sold a girl for wine that they might drink. Yea, and what have you to do, O Tyre, right, and Zidon, right? So Tyre were basically the Phoenicians, right? And they were the seafarers, right? And they were always going to, and they're always merchants. They were always on the sea, right? And they would go throughout the world, and, and they would go to the Americas, even during the time of King Solomon, right? And King David, Harem, Harem Abif, right? Like that's why these Masons, all these Masons, they acknowledge, Hiram Abif and King Solomon. That's why all these different these Masons and stuff, they are basically like they give reverence, to King Solomon and Hiram Abif, right? And basically the real the real people of Tyre are you Canaanites, right? And so they're gonna pay the Lord's gonna judge these Canaanites, man, as well. All right. And all the coasts of Palestine, who's in the land of Palestine right now, right? Because the word Palestine means Phoenicians, right? Right. But the word like Palestine, it means it's like, I don't want to thing. Yeah, it means Philistia, right? Where the actual Philistines, right, the Canaanites. But now, you know, um, the Canaanites are not in that land, and the Ishmaelites are inhabiting. Even basically from our people have always been fighting for that land. That's why that we had the Crusades, right? Jake, right? The Knights Templars, all these different orders throughout Europe, and then you had like the Saracens, right? Which there were Jake, right? They're Jews too, right? And basically, there was a big war, the Crusade, right? And they were fighting for the Holy Land, right? And that's why that whole thing was set up, right? Because you know, but it says on the other coast of Palestine, right? So you so-called Ishmaelites, man, are gonna get a major judgment too, man, because these guys are living fat. You see, like that's why I post all this stuff on my community, on my YouTube, right? Of these different images. So like, yeah, there's a image what I saw. You see, this is Ishmael. This is Psalms 83 and 1, right? For lo, Psalms 83 verse 2, for lo, thy enemies make a tumult, and they that hate thee have lifted up the head. They have taken crafty counsel against thy people and consulted against thy hidden ones. All right. This is the Ishmaelites, right? The Edomites, all right? Read that whole chapter, Psalm 83, right? There's Moab, China, Moab, which are you so-called Chinese, you Ammonites, Japanese, right? There's so many different nations that's against us and that want us, and that's why we're in a very low state as a people. For they have said, come and let us cut them off from being a nation. The name of Israel may be no more in remembrance. Right? And basically that's what they're doing with this whole entertainment. This whole entertainment, this music, this fashion, the these pharmaceutical drugs, these these witches, these warlocks, right? This whole system is you know based on warlocks, man. Just magic and spells. We're now Negro, Black, Nigger, African American, right? Right, which are a lot of our people are already indigenous of this land, right? Some of these these people that you call Negro, they are actually indigenous, right? Some of them are actually Reuben, um, you know, so Ishakar, or which are Mexican, right? So so they gave us a bad stereotype, but now, look at our people now, all right? People our people were very noble. We're in a very high estate, right? In the early 1900s, 1800s, you know, we were very regal. But now, look at our people now. Look at our women and our men. Look at them now, right? What else I'm gonna thing I was gonna do? Yeah, and this is the actual the coin of King George III, which means I serve, right? Because he was actually a loyalist, all right, and he ruled the 13 colonies and the and Canada as well. That's why New Brunswick, right? So we are actual uh sovereign, right? But that's why we're prisoners of war, right? And basically these Moors, like they know that history, they know who they are, right? And that's why um they're Shriners, right? But they know like who they are. They know the secrets, right? And like that's why like they go to the courts and shit, and it's like a whole joke. But you know like these high level damn Moors or Shriners, right? But this is actually like Fredericton, right? Because this is a province. New Brunswick's a province, but like like Frederick, right, was one of the sons of King George III, right? It says this is the Fredericton, Canada, all right? This is the city, right, in New Brunswick, which means New Brunswick, right? New Bronze, right? It says colonists from the Kingdom of France in the 1600s built Fort Fort Naswit on the side of Saint John's River as the capital of Acadia, right? Which is basically New Brunswick or Slovakia. I'm tired. So I'm sorry. It's late. Like Nova Scotia, right? Like that was the like this is actually like Nova Scotia, right? But now it's called you know that's actually Maine. Basically, New like Nova Scotia or Maine, right? Because there's Jake that was already setting up shop, right? You had the Franks, right? It's a whole thing, right? But everybody has to, brothers have to like this is for you know people who's more seasoned, with this type of stuff, right? Because this thing is not a thing that like you have to do your research, right? And that's why I'm just bringing out things, right? But you know basically I'm gonna read it in the yeah in the eight in it was in 1786. Sorry, it was in 1783 when the United Emperor loyalists arrived from New England that the history of modern day like Fredericton begat. The following year, New Brunswick was was participated from Nova Scotia and become its own colony, right? So new, so basically like Nova Scotia, right, which is Scot, right, which means like Scotia means black, right? New black land or New Scotia, right? That's what it basically means, and that's why the loyalists, right, they were loyal to like to the king, right? Like they were loyal to the crown, right? And we were because that's why um, Queen Elizabeth, Queen Elizabeth II, right, and and now Charles, King Charles, he like they have to reverence, um, like they still have to reverence like the black slacker, like they still have to reverence like the black nobility, right? You know, yeah, they have to still reverence it, man. All right, and this is very thing. I want to get a scripture. Genesis 49, and we're gonna read it. Genesis 49. Let's talk Genesis 49 verse 8. Read that one. And Genesis 49 1. And Jacob called unto his son and said, gather yourself together, that I may tell you that which shall befall you in the last days. So now we're in the last days, right? And Jacob, he basically he prophesied, and he blessed his 12 sons, right? The 12 patriarchs. Gather yourself together and hear, ye sons of Jacob, and hearken unto Israel, right? Israel means Yasha Allah. He's the prince of the power, right? Because Jacob, which means supplanter, he the angel. After they were fighting, right? The angel basically, Jacob was fighting, for the blessing, right? So he wrestled with the angel, right? From night till like sundown, right? Read that about that, right? And basically, the angel gave Jacob his surname, which means he is the prince of the power. All right. So let's read verse 8. Judah, thou art he whom thy brethren shall praise, and thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies. So yeah, that's why Judah, they're the head, right? We all come out the waters of Judah, right? And the heavenly Father is a black man, right? We all come out of out of that. We all come out of the Most High. His we come out of the Most High, man, and His Son, right? And the Son is the first creature, right, of all spirits, first spirit created, right? So they're gonna have to acknowledge, our people, man, and they're gonna have to acknowledge the so-called black man, all right? Like, that's why we're the best, right? And hands down, all right? Thy hand shall be in the neck of thy enemies, and thy father's children shall bow down to thee. So who's the father's children? Are like the Edomites, because Esau, remember Esau, he sold his birthright, right, for one part of like basically like of let's get it, right? Genesis 25, because Esau is the biggest seller. Yep. Genesis 25 verse 21. And Isaac entreated the Lord for his wife because she was barren, And the Lord, right, because because Rebecca, she wasn't fertile, so she asked the Lord, to you know for a seed, right, for seed. And the Lord had entreated of it, and the Lord was entreated of him. And Rebekah his wife conceived, and the children struggled together within her. And she said, if it be so, why am I thus? And she went to inquire of the Lord. Right, so it was she was like overwhelmed, right, because she was getting some rough pain, and she didn't know that she had two spirits, two different nations in that her womb, right? Let's read it. The Lord said unto her, two nations are in thy womb, and two manner of people shall be separated from thy people, from thy bowels. And the one people shall be stronger than the other, and the elder shall serve the younger. So, who's the one people that's stronger than the other? Is us, right? Hands down, right? And the elder shall serve the younger, right? And like, who was the eldest son of Jacob? Right. I mean, it's like, who was the eldest son of Isaac? Was Esau. Right. And when her days to be delivered were fulfilled, behold, there were twins in her womb, and the first came out red, all over like an hairy garment. Right. So Esau came out. He came out very. He didn't have no pigmentation. Right. That's why Esau, which means wasted away, or Ashashua, it means wasted away. Right, because they don't have no pigmentation, all over like a hairy garment, right? He was actually hairy, right? He was like his garment, right, was like probably like of like lamb skin, or you know you know all over like a hairy garment. And they called his name Esau, right, which means wasted away. And after that came his brother out, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel, and the name called Jacob. And Isaac was in 80 old when she bare them. Right, and yeah, and after that, and after that came out his brother, and his hand took hold of Esau's heel. Right, so this is you know, like they were fighting from in the womb. Right, so after when they came out of Rebecca's womb, right, Jacob, he took the hand of Esau, his heel. Right, and basically shows you that your heel is your power, right, and basically your foot, and basically the toes, right, when you go into Daniel's is it's gonna be broken, right, when you read Daniel 7 towards like the end, right, and and then it says Esau the end of the world, Jacob speaking of it that followeth. So basically we are seeing the manifestation of their kingdom that's on a decline, and that's fading away. All right. And the boys grew together, and Esau was a cunning hunter, a man of the field, and Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents. So Esau's always going hunting. Esau's always killing shit. He's just a killer. He's just a natural born killer. That's why he's a crimson man, the red man, the crimson man. He's a criminal, right? He's always doing mischief, man. All right, and like the he's doing things throughout the earth, and doing a lot of wickedness, man. All right, and no one could stop him, right? But when 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 Yahweh Shai comes, right, like our big brother, man, right, like your whole kingdom's gonna be destroyed, man, right, in 1 hour. Jacob was a plain man dwelling in tents, right? It's because we're just chilling, man. We like to relax, eat some food, chill, banquet, you know. Esau likes to go out there and go kill shit. And Isaac loved Esau because he ate of his venison, right? Esau's a good chef, like Chef Ramsay and all these different, all these different chefs. But Rebecca loved Jacob, right? And Jacob sought pottage, right? So so Jacob was a good cook, right? And Esau came from the field and was faint. And Esau said unto him, Feed me, I pray thee, with the same red pottage, for I am faint. And therefore was his name called Edom, which means red, right? So basically, he sold his birthright, right, for one pottage, right? And basically, he couldn't even wait, for the whole pottage to finish, right? He just wanted it now. And Jacob said, Sell me this day thy birthright, right? I'm gonna look at the comparison, translate the comparison. Look in the NLT. All right, Jacob replied, but trade me your rights as the firstborn son. Yeah, see that? We took your rights, man. See that? The NLT sometimes is so important, man. All right, and all right. Jacob replied, but trade me your rights as the firstborn. And that's what's happening, man. Right, your kingdom is about to fall, and Jacob, the elect, right, because the 2/3 don't have they don't they're totally destroyed, and they don't deserve the kingdom, man. Like we're gonna deserve the kingdom, man, because we're going through we're getting humiliated, that we're going out we go out there, we present our bodies a living sacrifice, you know, week in, week out, making our videos. People think that we're crazy, we're in some cult, right? That's why the Lord said that the foolishness of our preaching, right? And it said that we're fools for Yahweh Shai's sake, right? I'd rather be a fool, right? And basically, we're washing our hands, off of our people, right? Because you can't say that a prophet never warned you, man. All right, but to continue, right? I'm probably gonna do a part two, and then I'm probably gonna do the Barbados connection, right? So cause this very in depth thing, all right. Um, this is like the Barbados, King George III. Um, you know, you know. So we had Charlestown, Jamestown, and Canada, the whole of this, right? He had many different kingdoms, right? As king, right? And that's why there's the whole Civil War, right? The American Civil War with the French and the Americans, right? It's a whole thing, but Lord's will, I'm gonna do like a part two, the Barbados and the Carolina, the Carolina connection, and the stolen rebellion, right? Read about the black loyalists, right, throughout Canada and America, right? Because you know, a lot of the loyalists was actually fighting for the Jake that was in slavery, right? That's why King George III, he was an actual he actually helped emancipate people, right? So with that, let us say our praise due to Yahweh Ba'ashim Shai Ba'ashim Kodash. The spirit on me to do this other lesson in South Carolina, founded by the Barbadians. Lord's will, I do. But if not, hopefully another brother could go into it. Because there's other, like there's video that there's brothers, like they're not out there, but they're actually they're like historians, and they go into like the Jake that was actually in a very high position in Canada, in America, Canada, all right. And there's certain guys that go into some of this history. They go even more in depth, right? So I'm just like skimming. I'm just like going through the surface, right? Um, but yeah. So with that, let's just say I'll praise due to Yahweh, Ba'ashim El Shai, Ba'ashim Rakakwadash, double honor to the apostle of Great Millstone, peace and blessings to the elect, Shalom.